In this tutorial, we are going to be talking about layers. In the upper right, you're going to see two little square icons. Tap on that, and you're going to come to this panel. Now, I have a couple layers on my panel, brown, yellow, blue, green, and you'll also see on the very bottom background color. Background color is the one that's going to be on yours, and yours just might say layer 1. If you tap on background color, just so you know, you can make that background color be anything that you want it to be. So for example, I could move this little circle around and I could just make it this teal blue or dark teal blue, or I could make it yellow or orange, whatever you want it to be. Frequently people will leave it white. So I'm just gonna leave mine white. I'm gonna say done. And we're gonna move on. Now, if you wanted to create a new layer, you simply tap on the little plus icon up above. It will say layer something. Mine says layer 5. You can tap again and say rename. That's listed at the top of the list. And now you can name it something such as red. Okay? Tap off the screen and now you have a new layer. This layer, if you hold it down, you can move it underneath different layers. And you can't really see the effect of that right now because I don't have anything on my layers. But when you do want to do that, this is how you do it. You just hold it down and you can move it around and place it someplace else. Now, if I tap on that red layer, you'll see there's all of these different selections. Rename, we already talked about that. Select, you can, for example, let's say I was drawing this. I click on layers, I tap on that layer and I say select. Okay, now that layer is selected, and now where that arrow key is, right here, I can now take that object and I can move it around. Okay, I'm gonna tap off of that arrow icon. I'm gonna go back to layers. So now you can see where that red is. There's that little squirrely mark that I had put. And it's nice because Procreate puts a little image of what is currently on that image for you to look at. Where it says green, I am going to select with the S in the upper left. I'm going to select that that arrow, okay? And I'm going to click on the arrow tool. Now I can move that around. I'm going to click on the red circle up above and I want to change that to the color green. Okay, it is not changing to green, but I can do that by going like this, and now it is green. So I just basically dragged the green color into that blob that was already selected. Now, I'm on the green layer, and if I have the green layer below the red layer, basically what it means is if I have that green layer next to my red layer, what's going to happen is that green layer is going to be beneath it. So I'm going to bring it over here, and now it's beneath that layer. If I take that green layer, hold it down, move it up, it is now above that red layer. So that's how you move your different layers up and down. Okay, so we've talked about going up and down. We've talked about how to create a new layer. And we've talked about if you tap on that layer, you have all of these different options. What we'll talk about right now in this tutorial, we're going to talk about fill color. If you tap your color, say fill color, that entire layer will fill up with the color that you have in the upper right. So let's say I'm going to tap off. I'm going to say this green color, I want it to be pink. Have it be pink. I'm going to tap back on layers, and I'm going to move that layer down below here. And then I'm going to tap it. I'm going to say fill color, and now the background is filled with that particular color. Now, if you don't like what you just did, you can swipe over to the left, and you can say delete, and that layer is gone. So again, if you just swipe over, you can say delete. If you really like what you did, and you may want to make sure that you're not going to lose it. So let's say on the blue layer, I tap on blue. Let's say I created a mark such as this, and I really, really like it. I want to keep it. Then you'll tap on layers. You can go to your left. You can say lock. And now, no matter what, I won't be able to get rid of that particular mark. So if I took the eraser, for example, and I tried erasing, I can't do anything. And it'll even say locked layer selection, just to let you know, well, this is currently locked. You can't do anything on that layer. All right, so layers, you can move them up and down, tap on it, and you'll also see when it's locked, you have less options in regards to what you can do with it. I'm going to click on the yellow layer. I'm going to click on the color tool. I'm going to do something in this yellowish color. Okay. Now I'm going to click on layers. I'm going to take that layer. I'm going to move it above the green layer. And now you can see on the screen that it's moved and it's on top of everything. So I just want basically in, as you go about my lesson plans, I want to make sure that you're just, you know about the layering, you kind of feel comfortable with it. We aren't going to be doing too much in terms of difficult masking, though we will be doing some, and that is coming up. But for now, if I say, okay, tap on your layer, and we're going to be selecting one of the options, you'll know where to go and what I'm referring to. All right, we are going to be moving on now to the next lesson.